Okay, what's good, everybody? So, the Giants lost as I expected them to. I fell asleep. Um, but for one, I don't want to hear anybody, I don't want to hear Giants fans blame the refs. The Giants had opportunities in this game to win. Um, for me, like I could come on here and rant and do this and do that, but I have no time. What's that going to solve really? Um, you just move on to the next game. You have a blank mindset. You just move on to the next game. Um, correct your mistakes and then just move on. And I hope that, you don't make the same mistake twice. Both teams had penalties. We just had more. Um, but like I said, there's no time to sit there and ridicule and blame and bash and fire and do this and do that. You just move on to the next game. And hopefully you don't make the same mistake twice. Now, I'm watching the Chiefs and the Eagles rematch of Super Bowl 59. Pretty close game, 13-10. Chiefs down by 3. But we face the Chiefs, this Sunday or next Sunday at home. This would be our first home game since last year, and we all know how bad we were at home last year. We were 1-9. Should have lost that game against the Colts. That would probably change the whole dynamic of this team. You know what I'm saying? But we didn't, and we suffered the consequences. So, like I said, this will be our first home game this year. I did say before the season started that the Giants will have a better home record than they did last year because there's no way they're gonna go 1-9 again at home. So they'll probably shock a lot of people, and who knows? I mean, the Chiefs are vulnerable. They don't really have their weapons. They're not really at full throttle, and their defense is not good neither. Even with Spags, who we're familiar with, obviously he's won a championship. Sorry, he's won a championship here in 07. So, he could still dial them up like the best of them. So I wouldn't get my hopes up too much. But we will lose that game. We'll probably put up a similar score that we did. Wilson's probably going to go crazy with the touchdowns and yards. Malik Neighbors is going to have his, way. Offensively for the Chiefs, I don't know where their production is coming from outside of Kelsey, which they don't really target Kelsey that much. Obviously Xavier Worthy, I think he's still injured. One of their receivers is still serving a suspension. They had D-Hop, but now he's on the Ravens. So I don't know, man. Their offense is looking a little bit fishy, but as long as they have number 15, they have a chance. They have a chance as long as they have, Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes, they have a chance. And, Spags, they have a chance. So just move on. Y'all just sitting here saying, oh, this team sucks, but then again, y'all going to watch them again next Sunday. It doesn't make any sense. It's either you don't watch or you watch. It's like, why are you destroying yourself or why are you sabotaging yourself by saying that, oh, I'm not going to watch it. But then again, you're probably going to sneak watch it. Oh, I thought you said you was not going to watch it. Well, I only watched the fourth quarter. But anyways, man, just move on. I mean, obviously, a lot of Giants fans are losing hair right now, gray hair, growing gray hair because of the stress that this team is putting on them. This Giants team don't put stress on me. I mean, I've somewhat countered the delusion of gray hair because for the simple fact that yes, sports can cause stress. It really can. Whether you're an older fan, younger fan, it depends on how you take it, you know. But stress can definitely take its toll. Now, for me, the way I avoid stress is not therapy, yoga, meditation. This Giants team don't owe me nothing. I'm just a fan at the end of the day. You know, I just got a red zone alert that Holloway Brown is about to score or did score. But I'll show y'all a little clip, just 15 seconds. I can't really show y'all the whole thing because I might probably get copyrighted on some of these. But, like I said, man, just move on. I mean, like for me, I don't rant anymore. Like, I'm getting to a point where it's not going to do me better. It's not going to do anybody better. I think Giants fans need a different approach. Need a different mindset instead of just going to these games and expecting the Giants to win. Because that's the thing. This organization is expectations is high. It's not like these little teams where, if we lose, okay, we'll get them next year. It's like, no. It's like, we need a little tone down a little bit. Like the Giants are not that team where they can go out and score 30 points. If need be, yeah, like today, yeah, they scored 37 points, the same 37 points that they scored in the preseason. And I have to piggyback on that. Those preseason games might probably be hexed. Now, again, I get it. The Lions were in a different state of mind at the time. I'm not saying that we're going to lose every single game, but there's a possibility. There's a possibility. I mean, teams that go undefeated in preseason don't necessarily do too well in the regular season. We all seen that, right? You rather go 0-3 in preseason and somewhat find your way in the regular season one game at a time. But the fact that the Giants won 3 games by double-digit points, isn't that a little fishy? Like, isn't that a little fishy? Now, you could throw in darts. That offensive line is still going to be the same. Darts is still going to be running for his life. He might probably get hurt. Yes, he looked good in the preseason, but that's because he was going up against vanilla offense. I mean, he was going up against vanilla defense. He wasn't really going up against teams that you see week after week, Sunday after Sunday, So just sit, learn, absorb everything that you can, because next year you're up. That's just me. Like, there's no, like, the notion of letting players sit or letting rookies sit, outside of Jaden Daniels because he didn't really have anybody to mentor. He just got thrust in there. That's not the Giants. You know what I'm saying? Because you want to do the exact same thing. You want to do the exact same. You don't want to do the exact same thing that he did to Daniel Jones. Now, obviously, Daniel Jones did have a great rookie year. But his confidence was shot when he was going through multiple head coaches, different new schemes. You can't do that because you're gonna crush the guy's you're gonna crush the guy's confidence. You know, like Eli didn't really have to go through that many offensive coordinators or head coach. You know, like he came into the league. He came into the league with Tom Coughlin. Obviously, Eli Manning lasted longer than Tom Coughlin. But, he won 2 Super Bowls with them. And yeah, we thought, it was going to be a not Bill Belichick and Tom Brady like, but, similar to that. But, like I can tell you that Brian Daboll can't coach. He'll be a great OC somewhere else, but he'll never get another head coaching job. I'll tell you that much. He'll get another offensive coordinator job, of course, because of his track record. The Jets, Bama, Browns, Bills, now the Giants. So he's going to get another OC job, but just not another head coaching job. He's not a head coach. He's not. And the Giants made another mistake again. I'd rather have John Gruden rather than Daboll, because I know James Gruden is a different cat. You know what I'm saying? So, again, it is what it is. We lost, move on, because the more y'all rant, like, what is that really going to solve? Y'all just talk to talk. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like